Hey there, Carnage Cravers. Welcome back to Carnage Corner. And here we are again, another Wednesday night. The NXT intro is playing. And I'm going to start things off talking about Monday Night Raw. So, Aztec Theater in San Antonio, Texas. So this was probably shot... God, did they shoot all the NXTs when they were still in Texas? Alright, so let's start with Monday Night Raw, shall we? Monday Night Raw opened with Vince McMahon's personal sperm receptacle, Roman Reigns, coming out to talk. Something they should never allow him to do. And he showed us a... footage of what happened after Raw went off the air last week, which was the three big tough Shield guys decided to all beat up on The Miz, because that's an honorable way to handle your affairs, is to have a 3-on-1 attack when every one of you is already bigger than the guy that you're attacking. You know, where I'm coming from, we call that being a bully. I don't like bullies. Most people don't. Unless, of course, they've been brainwashed by a corporate asshat to make them think that they actually do. Or unless you're an idiotic person who just thinks that some... Never mind, I'm not going there. I'm not even going to go there. Okay, you know what? No, I am going to go there. There is only one single solitary reason why anybody in that audience actually cheers for Roman Reigns. And that's because they think that he's good looking. They dream about him while they're stuck with the fat slob they got fucking roped into marrying because they got knocked up like a goddamn retard. So you want to cheer for the guy who looks like a model even though he acts like a fucking douchebag. You people are stupid. Okay. Moving on. Alright, so. They jump The Miz. They put him through a table. Okay, so The Miz isn't going to be around for a while. Okay? Miz isn't going to be around for a while. But while Roman's talking, and yeah, again, something Roman should never be allowed to do, while Roman's talking, look at the fucking Street Profits. I hate these guys. I cannot stand these ignorant... freaking retards. Alright, anyway, hang on. I'm going back. And they're fighting a couple other retards. We're just going to talk through this entire match because this is a piss break if I've ever seen one. Alright, so Miz's music hits and Roman Reigns is surprised because he's like, hey, didn't we jump that guy last week? What's he doing here? But Miz doesn't come out. Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel come out. And they bring out Elias. And Elias makes a challenge to Roman Reigns, which Roman accepts, setting up Roman versus Elias later that night for the Intercontinental Championship. And then as Roman makes his way to the back, another douchebag on feet walks out, Seth Rollins. So... Rollins comes out. Rollins goes one-on-one with Cesaro. I'll give Rollins credit for this. At least he went one-on-one against the guy and didn't have his two little butt buddies come out to save his ass. So, that being said, Rollins beat Cesaro. Alright? They did an in-ring interview with Rollins. And Rollins talked about Dean Ambrose coming back. Dean Ambrose was absent from Raw, apparently having gone on his honeymoon. I guess he and Renee Young finally tied the knot and got to go on their honeymoon. Which brings me to my next question. What in the hell is wrong with Renee Young? You married that hot mess? Seriously, girl? Didn't Mama never teach you standards? A former drug dealing...
He was a former drug dealer?
Yes!
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know he was a drug dealer. I know he was drinking.
I mean, seriously, think about kind of example. Think about what kind of father he might be. I mean, do you know where his father is?
Maybe she doesn't want to have kids.
Well, maybe not, but still, like. Anyways. All right, so apparently we're gonna get next week on Raw. We are gonna get Rollins and Ambrose going after their tag team titles again. And, I mean, let's be honest, they're going to win them because the whole point to all this rigmarole is to have all three members of the Shield have belts so they can stand around in this circle and play clinky clinky with their belts and circle jerk each other and feel like they're special. So, moving on. Then we get, we come back from break and we see that Alexa Bliss is on commentary. All right. It's supposed to be a 6-woman tag match. Sasha Banks comes out first, and then Mickie James's music hits. But there's no Mickie. And then Bayley's music hits. And there's no Bayley. You know, and you may be thinking to yourself, well, did Mickie not get a pass to leave the old folks home? And is Bayley too busy hugging a cactus? I don't know. But we would find out as the Skank Brigade of Paige, Sonya Deville, and Mandy Rose came out. Paige on the mic, which, as bad as Paige is on the mic, the other two are worse, so this made sense. Paige on the mic, she shows footage that shows Mickie and Bayley both in the back hurt. So, and then we see Alexa sneaking away, which that's just par for the course, I guess. And the Skank Squad, they run down and they surround Sasha. They let Mandy and Sonya talk, which no, don't do that. Don't let them talk. They're bad talkers. Don't let them talk. But they did. They let them talk. They actually offered Sasha a spot on the Skank Brigade, which that would make a lot of sense, seeing as how it's Sasha Banks. I mean, that just makes perfect sense. But Sasha says no. She attacks Paige and proceeds to get her ass beat by 3 people. Again, you know, like, it's not exactly... I mean, here you got people acting without honor. They're jumping someone. That's bad enough. But, I mean, you don't say much for the intelligence of one Sasha Banks that she just runs headlong into 3 people. Bitch, you little! If it was Nia Jax running into 3 people, I'd say, okay, well, she's hedging her bets. You the littlest bitch on the roster. The littlest bitch on the roster. Goddamn. You ain't got no sense, or did you smoke those out with your fucking cousin? Jesus Christ. Oh, where was I? Where was I? And there we go. And we go backstage to Jason Jordan and Kurt Angle. And I'm going to be honest, I got up to go get a drink. Like, Kurt Angle is fast becoming somebody I can't even listen to talk because he's turning into a whiny pain in the ass. And Jason Jordan, I liked him better before they saddled him up with this daddy issues gimmick he's got going on. So, like, I'm guys, just stop. Please. Just stop. Then we go back to the ring, and Elias is singing. They say what you want. Elias isn't a horrible singer. I mean, he's no Neil Diamond, you know, but he's not a horrible singer. Okay. But then he brings out Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel, who do the worst, the absolute worst fake harmonica playing I have ever freaking Scene. This is Curtis Axel with a harmonica in his hand, looking like he's having a goddamn seizure. Somebody get the fucking boy his goddamn insulin. What the
Tranquilo.
I'm calm.
Tranquilo. False. You are far from calm, sir.
So, yes. And then Roman comes out, and we have Roman Reigns versus Elias for the Intercontinental Championship. I'll give you 3 guesses who won. Yes, Roman Reigns won. Apparently Elias has not learned, like Roman has, that the secret to success is renting space under Vince's desk and wearing Monica pads. So. Oh. Yes, Reigns wins. But the highlight of the night, Samoa Joe comes out and chokes Reigns out and beats the holy hell out of him.
You called it right before it happened.
I did. I knew it.
What was that thing we were watching where you called? You were like, now when he's gonna turn on him or whatever.
That was on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But yes, Samoa Joe choked out Roman Reigns, much like Vince McMahon had done the night before. Well, no, not much like. Very different part of the anatomy being used to do the choking. But Samoa Joe choked out Vince McMahon. Or no, Samoa Joe choked out Roman Reigns. Excuse me. Roman's got so much of Vince's DNA inside him, I'm beginning to have trouble with telling the difference. Samoa Joe choked out Roman Reigns.
Never say anything like that again.
Why?
It's
true. It's true. What? So, Roman Reigns was choked out by Samoa Joe and then beaten. And I very much am looking forward to Samoa Joe taking the Intercontinental title off of Roman Reigns. It cannot happen fast enough. And then we get Asuka versus Dana Brooke.
Asuka.
And Asuka, before the match, they show a video of Dana talking about, like, Asuka, I've studied taping you, and I know the holes in your. I see the hole in your armor, and I'm just like that.
Why'd you make her sound like Waterboy?
She is the damn Waterboy. Are you kidding me? Oh, Adam Sandler, the WWE. She's supposed to be funny, but she's not. Oh, so. Asuka beats her with an armbar in 2 seconds. Like, bang! 2 seconds. Armbar. Done. Brooks, Dana tapping. And then I had the pie face. I just like this. Just like this. Because Michael Cole calls the armbar the Asuka lock.
You're pausing for too long.
Michael? You have been in this business for like 15 years now. Probably more. No, you've been in this business for over 20 years, Michael Cole. Don't you think it's time you start learning the names of moves? Seriously. I have heard more move names butchered by Michael Cole than I could even begin to explain to you. That him calling the armbar the Asuka lock is just the latest in a world of Michael Cole debacle. I can go back to God. There's a reason why Taz's submission maneuver was called the Taz Mission in WWE, because Michael Cole couldn't figure out how to say Kaja Hajime. It's the Kaja Hajime, Michael. It's not that fucking hard to say.
We're gonna wake the kids.
Sorry.
That calmed him right down.
Anyways.
They really did that, though?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, because if you go back and you watch ECW, that's
They
all Joey Styles ever called that movie was the Judgment. It's the Judgment.
It's more fun to say.
Sure, fair enough. It's more fun to say. But Michael Cole, apparently it was too much of a tongue twister for him. Michael Cole's wife must be very unhappy. Oh.
You got lots to say tonight.
So, anyways, Paige and Sonya and Mandy come out, and they surround the ring, and Asuka looks at them and smiles, and they back out. they back off. And Asuka, seeing as how they backed off the ring, Asuka leaves. So,
Smiling.
yeah, smiling the entire way. So, Jason Jordan then comes out. He cuts a promo. Basically, he came out, he grabbed the microphone, and he goes, "Stop being mean to me on social media." Fucking tool. And then we have Jason Jordan versus Kane. And Kane wins by count out. This guy is friggin' trying out for the New Day again. So
I was just thinking of too.
Kane wins by count out because Jason Jordan hurt his knee. He hurt his knee. He hurt his real knee. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Poor little baby Angle, not baby Angle. Poor little pretend baby Angle hurt his knee.
What?
Hurt his knee. So, Kane wins by count out. Alright? Jordan tries to fight Kane after the match. Listen, if you could not get back into the ring with your bum-ass leg, what makes you think you're going to stand toe-to-toe with the big red monster on one damn leg?
I can do it.
Boy, when they was handing out brains, you must have thought they said trains and that you didn't want to go no place.
That's funny. Where'd you get that one from?
My grandfather.
Really?
Yes.
That's funny. Funnier now, actually.
Oh. So, while Jordan is trying to fight Kane and getting beat up by Kane, Finn Balor comes out and attacks Kane. Why would Finn Balor come out and attack Kane? I don't really know.
The demon. They want to do a line with the demon and Kane, maybe?
I'm pretty sure they're doing Kane and Strowman at Royal Rumble, so that would just be filler. And like, I don't know. It seems like just another excuse for somebody to squash Finn Balor. Because I mean that's what happens. Finn versus Kane, and Kane gets disqualified because he attacks Finn with a chair. Okay, and you know. The only reason that Finn was not a greasy stain on the mat is because Braun Strowman shows up and goes after Kane. And Braun literally just destroys Kane. Which makes sense, honestly. And that was how they closed Raw. So, now we'll go into SmackDown. So, SmackDown opens with Shane McMahon. Shane comes out and he brings out the American Goblin. I believe that was his name on the independent scene. Oh, wait, no. American Dragon? American Goblin suits him better. He brings out that little hobbit bastard, Daniel Bryan. Okay. And Shane's upset because Daniel didn't fire Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn like Shane wanted to. Shane was upset because Bryan put them in a match that they were supposed to get squashed in, and they won instead. Shane is upset. He just wants to fire them. And Daniel's out there arguing that they should keep their jobs. They have been insubordinate, insolent, pain-in-the-ass employees at least 3 times in a goddamn row. Fire their asses! Come on, Shane. What would Vince do? I mean, aside from Roman Reigns. Alright, so.
Still say you're wrong.
So, anyways. Kevin's supposed to have a match with Randy Orton tonight, and Shane wanted to add some stipulations. He added that it would be a no disqualification match, and that Sami Zayn would be barred from ringside. Next thing we have after the break is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn in the back, running up to Daniel Bryan, and they're all like, it's not fair. What did he say? He didn't say discrimination. It's bias. It's bias. It's not fair. It's not fair. You whiny bitch. So, anyways. Then we have the Usos on commentary for the New Day versus Benjamin and Gable. I feel bad for Shelton Benjamin. I mean, seriously, you came back to the WWE. You were riding high in Japan as a member of the Bullet Club and you're doing great things. You come back to the WWE, they saddle you up with Junior Charlie Haas. Talk about a step backwards. Aside from the money, I'm sure Shelton is probably regretting this decision. Oh. Anyway, so they have a match with the New Day, and the New Day wins. Because apparently, being able to fight is not what allows you to win in the WWE. You just need to be able to gyrate really well. So the gyrating gaggle of goofs walks away with the win. And then we go to Charlotte and Naomi backstage. Good news, Naomi did not get lost on the way to the rave. I don't know if that's good news or not. I would have preferred she got lost. So they're backstage and they're stroking their own egos and they're feeling all high and mighty. And here comes Natalya. And Natalya always feels all high and mighty, despite the fact that she's a heart, which means she's like literally at the bottom of the frickin' totem pole. Unless, of course, it's whining. They excel at whining. As you've heard me say before, there was only one heart that was ever worth a damn, and unfortunately he's no longer with us. So, Natalya is just an annoying piece of crap. We then go into the Hype Bros versus the Bludgeon Brothers, and the Bludgeon Brothers squash them. And there's supposed to be an interview with the Hype Bros, and while Zack Ryder is making excuses for why he sucks, Mojo Rawley attacks Zack from behind. And then leaves, and then they interview him backstage, and he doesn't have much to say because, I mean, this is a meathead off the gridiron. What would he have to say? They don't know too many words. They're stupid. So, I mean, if you need any proof of that, just take a look at, take a listen to any football player ever talk into a microphone. It's it's like they didn't graduate 3rd grade.
That's not true. I'll shut up.
You defend all the football players. It doesn't matter what they do. You defend them. I can lend you. I can actually lay out and prove to you that at least 50% of the people in the NFL have rap sheets longer than my arm. You'll still find a way to defend them. The quarterback of your team is a rapist. And you're okay with it.
Getting off topic.
Yeah, getting off topic. Yeah, you know I'm right.
I'm not okay with it, but you are getting off topic.
Oh, yeah, but that doesn't stop you from giving him your money, does it? Oh. I'll get back on topic now.
That'd be great.
So, then we get a Bobby Roode interview, which Corbin interrupts. Oh, Kairi Sane versus, looks like Peyton Royce is going on. I ain't got to see that much of Kairi Sane. What I've seen so far, I like, though. Is that Peyton Royce or Billy Kay? Oh, it's Peyton Royce. Okay, thank you, Nigel. Okay. that's Billy Kay paying dividends on the outside there. Bobby Roode had an interview. Baron Corbin interrupted it. Yada, 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 yada. And then we go into the Singh brothers. They come out with Jinder Mahal, which, and they had their whole shtick and whatnot. And Jinder got on the microphone and he said some stuff. I don't really listen to Jinder talk. Jinder only ever became WWE champion because they needed a way to boost sales of the WWE network that launched in India. So, obviously after a while they figured, hey, we got all the sales we're going to get from this Jamoke, so let's put it on a real superstar now. And they put the belt on AJ Styles. And then AJ comes out, and AJ gets attacked by the Singh brothers and Jinder Mahal. We come back from break, and AJ is finally starting his 2-on-1 handicap ring match with the Singh brothers, which AJ wins. All right? And Jinder Mahal, because AJ wins, and obviously AJ powders and gets the hell out of there, because Jinder has a habit of attacking people from behind. Jinder Mahal then attacks the Singh brothers. They then have an interview with the Riot Squad, which, God, what a stupid name. Who named them that? Fire that writer. The Riot Squad, of course, is made up of Ruby Riot, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. And, yeah. So, as I said, stupid name. So then we get Natalya, Charlotte, and Naomi versus the Riot Squad. It doesn't take long for Natalya to bail. And we're leaving it just Charlotte and Naomi versus the Riot Squad. The Riot Squad wins the match, pinning Charlotte. But not before they took the hurt to Naomi on the outside, and led to Naomi being carted out on a stretcher. Now, whether or not she is going to keep that stretcher as an accessory for her next nightclub outing, I do not yet know. As soon as I know, I will let you know. That could be her. That could be her new entrance into the ring. She's gonna just be strapped to the stretcher, and she'll have all these glow-in-the-dark dancing jamokes to carry her down to the ring. Oh God, that sounds fantastic. Not. So then we get the Fashion Files Saw version. These were amusing at first. I'm not amused anymore, guys. Now you're just being stupid. And then we go into Owens versus Orton. Owens versus Orton was going well, more or less, until they made their way through the crowd and into the around to the stage area, where Sami Zayn comes out and attacks Randy Orton with a chair. Even though Sami, and of course Corey Graves is very quick to point out that, well, they're not at ringside, which of course is completely outside of the point. So Sami attacks Orton with a chair, and because of that, Owens gets to win. And of course, that was how we ended SmackDown. Now, they really should just fire those two. And I don't mean in storyline. I mean for real. I mean, who the hell gives a damn about Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens at this point? Oh. Alright, so I actually did get to watch Hobbits on Trampolines this time around. So we're going to go ahead and talk about 205 Live. Alright? Well, it opens with Enzo Amore coming out with Noam Dar. And Enzo running his mouth. I'm not sure what it is he's running his mouth in, because that man can't speak English to save his life. I don't know if he speaks any language to say, fluently. He speaks gibberish real well. But Rich Swann, who of course won a Fatal 4-Way to get him potentially a shot at the Cruiserweight title, he comes out. He talks a little bit of smack himself. We get Rich Swann versus Noam Dar, which Swann wins. The only problem with a match involving friends of Enzo Amore is that Enzo Amore stays out at ringside and shouts the entire time. And it's not like he says actual words. No, he just repeats bad jokes. He takes Sopranos lines and makes bad jokes out of them. He just... ridiculous. The only saving grace that Enzo and Big Cass had was Big Cass. And Enzo took a shot at Big Cass too when Noam Dar was selling his leg. Enzo's on the outside going, I don't care about your leg. Were you Big Cass hobbling around? So, no, he actually said that. I heard him. Yeah. In either case... So Swann wins. Next, we see an interview with Kalisto. Kalisto whining and crying and complaining that he lost his Cruiserweight title. And then we get Jack Gallagher versus Kalisto. And Kalisto looked like he might have gonna win that match. Maybe. He had hit the Salida del Sol. And, of course... Kendrick attacks Kalisto, which gets the match thrown out. And Brian Kendrick uses his jacket to I guess we'll say restrain Kalisto so that Jack Gallagher can headbutt him. So, yeah. It was awkward. So then we get the... speaking of awkward, we get Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann, and Mustafa Ali backstage. And you get that whole... You get the whole... Because next week on Raw, apparently, we're going to have Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali in the same Fatal 4-Way match to decide who's going to fight Rich Swann to become... to face Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight Championship. So, that being said, of course, Cedric and Ali have to have their little back and forth, even though they're supposed to have a tag team match. Yeah, riveting stuff, guys. Riveting. Absolutely riveting. I don't know how much they pay those WWE writers, but maybe they need some new WWE writers, because those guys are trash. Oh. Long story short, Nice and Gulak come out, and they try to do a PowerPoint presentation, but Alexander and Mustafa Ali interrupt them. And then we have our main event match, which was Cedric Alexander, Mustafa Ali tagging against Drew Gulak and Tony Nese. How sad is your show that is your main event? That's your main event. You have a guy who spent almost a year in a feud with his ex-girlfriend, teaming with a guy who looks like he's homeless and would do anything for a sandwich, going up against a guy who can't seem to pull his head out of his own ass long enough to pull the needle out of it. And, I mean, what the hell do we say about Drew Gulak? The guy looks like a damn school teacher. Like, seriously. I mean... To make a long story short, Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali could not work together. They miscommunicated 1.5 million times, which led to Drew Gulak and Tony Nese getting the win. And that was how they ended 205 Live. Now here on NXT, they're recapping War Games, showing how Andrade Cien almost won the NXT title. I'm still waiting for this bastard to lose so that I can use the joke of, well, almost won. Nope. He keeps winning. Thanks largely in part to the trollop he has that's dragging him around by a goddamn leash. Drew McIntyre is apparently out with a torn bicep. Unfortunately, you know, Drew's no spring chicken, and the older you get, the more prone to injury you are, especially in a business like pro wrestling. So, you know, this isn't the first time he's had an injury like this, apparently. So apparently Drew will be back in 2018. Hopefully they don't bring him back to NXT. I mean, the guy, we know the guy is good. You just bring him up to the main roster. Have him feud with, I mean, shit, put him back in the Intercontinental picture. Put him in the world title picture. Let him freaking feud with AJ. AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre would be a great match. Oh, up next we're going to get a championship celebration. Oh. Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. These guys are way too obsessed with their facial hair. These look like the kind of idiots who would walk up to you and say, I must ask you a question. Yay! You can wrap a towel around the ring rope. Good for you. Jackass. So, we're starting to see the United Kingdom champion and championship more and more on NXT, which I was under the impression that these guys were going to get their own show, kind of like 205 Live, but apparently that is not the case. They're just going to bring them into NXT, which actually I will say makes sense, and I will say that because NXT needs a secondary championship, okay? Having just the NXT title makes for missed opportunities for getting some guys over. So, you know, it just makes sense for them to have a secondary title. And if they're going to have it be the UK Championship, well, then so be it. I find it a little odd that Pete Dunne, who I like Pete Dunne, but I find it odd the way he carries his championship. You know, he carries it around in his teeth. find it a little odd. I mean, is he a dog? Is that his chew toy? You know, it's there's actually been a lot of debate going on online about the proper way to carry a championship. A lot of people were complaining that Roman Reigns was carrying the title over his back. It was disrespectful to the title. Come on, guys. Let's be honest. It doesn't upset you because it's disrespectful to the title. It just upsets you because it's Roman Reigns. You're allowed to say it. You don't like him. It's okay. Neither do I. The sheer fact that he has the Intercontinental Championship is an insult to the Intercontinental Championship. I mean, Miz spent so much time shining that title up, just shining it up ever so nicely for Roman Reigns to just come in and take a giant, heaping deuce on it. Oh. Alright, so Pete Dunne and I believe that is Trent Seven. I don't know. One of the marvelous mustachioed men is starting things off with... That should be the name of their tag team. What do you think about that? Pete Dunne has a face lock. They are some great technical wrestling actually going on right now. Pete Dunne with a kick out. Oh, look at you guys doing flippies together. Oh my God. Referee looks lost. Referee's like, I'm not even supposed to be here today, man. I just show up and they throw a striped shirt at me, told me to get in the ring. I have no idea what I'm doing. Alright. Pete Dunne just tagged out, and I'm going to be honest, I don't know this jackass's name. Mark Andrews? What it says on his trunks. So unless he's wearing somebody else's trunks, this is Mark Andrews, who is now facing Trent Seven. Oh, Tyler Bate. Trent Seven is the one on the ringside who looks like he just stepped away from his Thanksgiving dinner. Trent Seven looks like he ate 7 pieces of cake too many at Thanksgiving dinner. Holy crap! Mark Andrews has got a little hop in his... He's hopping around like a little bunny rabbit. You know what? That's going to be his nickname. He's the cracked up bunny rabbit. I'm going to forget that by the next time I see him, so doesn't matter. Alright, Pete Dunne tagged back in. Pete Dunne's going to work the fingers. I love when he does this. It looks brutal. So, guys, what do you think of the United Kingdom Championship? I thought it was a stupid idea. To be honest, I haven't seen anything to change my mind as of yet. But, guys, tell me what you think of the United Kingdom Championship. Well, the referee's at it again. He's like, no, man, you can't be in here. You got to get out. Apparently Hideo Itami is leaving NXT and going to the 205 Live roster. Talk about Oh, that's cute. Talk about being disappointed. I mean, Hideo Itami was a superstar in Japan. He comes here, he spends, what, 4 years in NXT, never wins a championship, and now he's getting relegated to the cruiserweight division? God, well, he's one person who I highly doubt is going to be renewing their contract. He's going to want to go home where he can actually, do something. All right. And the WWE Network froze. Again. With all the billions of dollars that Vince McMahon and the WWE have, you'd think they would sink some money into this problem and fix it. Oh. All right, well, we're back in the match now. And Mark Andrews, I think his name was, Mark Andrews, is locking up with Trent Seven. Oh, nice. Well, thank you, Trent Seven. I now know what the Pillsbury Doughboy would look like with a mustache and beard. Uh-oh. We're having some friction between Mark Andrews and Pete Dunne here. So that's something I've been thinking about as of late. I think the United States Championship needs a makeover. Alright? And not to look like the friggin' world title or the universal title. Those look like crap. But, I mean, I liked the old championships. I thought they looked better. They looked prestigious. And the only title that looks like it's worth a damn right now is the Intercontinental title. The United States Championship, it looks like a child's toy. It's all with... I liked the old WCW version. You had the United States flag on it, but it was subtle. It was subtle. It was smaller, and you had the eagle and it was gold, and it looked good, and the United States Championship that we've had for years now it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good, And then, the WWE Championship that they have now, I mean, that damn thing. I haven't liked a WWE championship design since Cena became champion. You know, the last championship design that I thought looked good was the Undisputed Championship. And I mean that wasn't my favorite design either. I mean, I liked the Winged Eagle look. That was the best looking WWE Championship as far as I am concerned. But the titles that we've got today, I mean, it's just gotten progressively worse. Nice double team there. And wow, Tyler Bate still kicks out. This was a good move. Mark Andrews with a Hurricane Rana off the top, right into a powerbomb by Pete Dunne. Tyler Bate still kicked out. And the Universal Championship, don't even get me started on that. It looks like somebody took a big metal W and just freaking pressed it into a goddamn fruit roll-up. Most ignorant, stupid-looking title I've ever seen in my damn life. Up, Pete Dunne just got caught looking. Ooh. Okay. Oof. And it froze again. That's not my internet, folks. Oh, and now Mark Andrews has been tagged in. Oh, nice. Nice moonsault there. Oh, but Bate kicked out. Tyler Bate. Any relation to Norman? No? How about Master? Oh. I still say the best shooting star press I've ever seen was done by Brock Lesnar. It's just too bad he didn't actually break his neck. We could have been spared his frickin' year-long title reign where he only defends 3 times. That was impressive. It looked good. These two obviously work well together. Seriously? After all the crap y'all done, you're going to win off a Tiger Bomb. Alright, well that was kind of a lackluster ending, but... So, the Marvelous Mustachioed Men have won the match. It's actually an impressive feat by Tyler Bate. I mean, how do you have a full face of facial hair and still manage to look 12? Referee's like, can I go home now? I'm not supposed to be here. Who the hell are you waving to? Nobody even knows your damn name. Just go to the back. And now little Jimmy there is going to throw himself a temper tantrum. Here's another one. Mark Andrews, too. Guy's got a full face of facial hair and still manages to look like a 12-year-old. And Pete Dunne attacking the hairy 12-year-old. Well, they're in the Aztec Arena, so we got about 50 people chanting Bruiserweight here. I think that's all that actually fits in the Aztec Arena. Oh, he's coming back for more. He's not done. And pump handle. Wow, that's a good move. Why didn't you do that during the match, you dunce? Alright guys, that is the end of NXT. Oh, well, it has been fun. We watched NXT. We talked about all the stupid things that are going on in professional wrestling. Be sure to join us next time where I will complain about the gyrating gaggle of goofs again. I will insult Roman Reigns at every turning point that I can. If John Cena decides to show up, I might even insult him. Yeah, it's been fun. Until next time, Carnage.